Good morning, everybody. My name is Joe. I'm here to give you the scriptures. I'm going to break it down. Now, I started this YouTube channel. I said that I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. I'm not going to be on the bushes. I'm going to tell you what the Bible says and how it's going to be. And I'm doing a series of the mighty prophets. Last week I did Jonah. Again, he ran for his problem. Today I'm doing the book of Obadiah. God gave Obadiah a vision of terrible city, and he's talking about death and destruction when people is not obeying God's laws or obeying the commandment. So God gave Obadiah a vision to tell the people what's gonna happen if they don't get the act together. So if we could jump into the word, we could do this right now. In the book of Obadiah, it's only one verse. It's a very short verse. It's from chapter 1, verse 1 through 21, and this goes like this. It goes like this. We have heard a message from the Lord that a ambassador was sent to the nation to say, "Get ready, everyone. Let's assemble our arms and attack Edom." The Lord said to Edom, "I will cut you down to size among the nations. You will be greatly depressed. You have been discovered by your own pride because you live in a rock fortress and make your home higher in the mountains. Who can ever reach us? Why up, way up here? You ask boastfully. But every, if you soar as high as an eagle and build your nest among the stars, I will bring you crashing down, said the Lord. If thieves come at night and robbers rob you, and a destruction awaits you, they could not take everything. Those who harvest grapes always leave a few for the poor, but your enemies will meaning crying, you out completely. Even nooks and crannies of Edom will be searched and looted. Lord, even treasure will be found and taken. All your allies will turn against you. They will help to chase you from the land. They will promise you peace while plotting to desert and destroy you. And your trusted friends will set a trap for you, and you won't even know it about it. At the time, not a single wise person will be left in the world and land of Edom. Yes, no, yes, say the Lord. For on the mountain of Edom I will destroy everyone who has understanding. The mightiest warriors of Teman will be terrified, and everyone on the mountain of Edom will be cut down in the slaughter. Because of the violence you did to your own close rivals in Israel, you will be filled with shame and destroyed forever. When they were involved, you stood up and refused to help them. Refugees, in fact, carried off their wealth and cast lots to divide of Jerusalem. But you acted like one of Israel's enemies. You should not have gladdened when they excel your rivals to distant land. You should not have rejoiced when the people of Judea suffered such meaningful fortunes. You should not have spoken angrily in that troubled time of troubles. You should not have plundered the land of Israel when they were suffering such claims. You should not have glutted over their destruction. When they were suffering such claim, you should not have seized their wealth. When they were suffering such claims, you should not have stood at the crossroads. Kill those who tried to escape. You should not have captive the servants, survivors, and hand them over in their time of troubles. The day is near when I, the Lord, will judge all godless nations as you have done to Israel. So it will be done to you. All your evil deeds will fall back on your own hands, just as you swallow up my people on my holy mountain. So you and the surrounding nation will swallow the punishment I pour out on you. Yes, all you nation will drink and struggle and depart, preparing from his. But Jerusalem will become a refuge for those who escape. It will be a holy place. Okay, here it goes. And the people of Israel will come back to reclaim their inheritance. The people of Israel will be a raging fire, and Edom a field of dirt stubbles, and the descendants of Joseph will be a flame roaring across the field, devouring everything. There will be no survivors in Edom. I, the Lord, have spoken. Then my people live in the negative will occupy the mountain of Edom. Those live in the foothill of Judea will possess the Philistine plains and take over the field of Phemon and Samaria. And the people of Benjamin will occupy the land of Galilee, and the exile of Israel will return to their land and occupy the Pericon coast as far north as Zebhaeth. The captive from Jerusalem exile in the north will return home and reset the town of the Nevites. Those who have been rescued will go up to the mountain of Zion and Jerusalem, to whoever over the mountain of Edom, and the Lord himself will be king. Okay, this is the message that God gave Obadiah. And Obadiah had to go preach it out. And he telling the people of that what they're doing is wrong. Because now they're killing their own people while they were slaves also. They were servants. This took place over, I say, over 450 years before Christ ever came to earth. You had the Pharisees and then you had the Jewish. The Jewish people were slaves back then. But the thing is, the battle was between Esau and Jacob. It was a war between brothers. When remember in Genesis how Esau gave up his blessing to get a bowl of food, and then when Jacob was running, he bumped into his brother and he asked his brother for forgiveness. His brother said he forgave him, and then all of a sudden Esau never got over the fact that his brother stole his blessing. So now it's a war between family and generations. So Esau is the land of Judea, and Israel is Jacob. So God says Israel is going to take over Jacob. Jacob will take over. Israel will take over a land again. It'd be better than ever. But the problem is now is generation to generation. That's what goes on today in the U.S. today. Middle East do not want the U.S. interfering in their business because of what contains into the scriptures and what contains in the Bible. The problem is that we are a country looking in because we don't know what the situation goes on in the Middle East. To this day, you got a certain land of the Middle East that's Esau, and then you got the other half that's Jacob. So now it's going to be a battle between brothers and their families because of one thing, and that was the blessing. So God told Obadiah to tell them that their land is going to get destroyed. I'm going to destroy them and don't rebuild them. But the people was listening and obeying the rules of God and the commandments of God, that Israel was going to take over the land again and everybody will be free and the king will arise again. Now, so to catch up with this is that now is a war now. It's a war between brothers. And this is a fight that God doesn't like. And this is the vision that God gave. And then once I finish the whole prophets of the mighty prophets, I'm gonna show you in the book of Lamentation when Jeremiah writes it from chapter 1 through chapter 5. He's writing 22 letters to each prophet that I'm reading now. And and the book of Lamentation is heartbroken because Jeremiah is talking about things that's going to happen. And look at Obadiah. Obadiah had the vision of the troubled city, and the troubled city is in Judea. Now look at Genesis 25, verse 19 to 26. Is it's a very powerful story. It's 25 verse 26. 19 chapter 25 verse 19 to 26 is this is the beginning of the fight between the brothers, between Esau and Jacob. And this is the thing, it happened like this. Jacob took his brother's blessing. His brother's upset, never got over it. But yeah, his brother the one gave him the blessing because he wanted a bowl of food. Jacob runs, comes back, bump into his brother. He asks his brother for forgiveness, and Esau forgives him, but yet he holds a grudge against his brother. So that's how Obadiah, that's what God gave Obadiah, and that's what Jeremiah gave Obadiah, and God showed Obadiah the vision. What's going to happen in the city? It's going to be murder, it's going to be violence, it's going to be slaughter. Remember I told you the book of Jonah last week, how Jonah was running for his problem, and he had to go to a city called Nineveh. That the city was so violent, he turned that violent city to a praising city, and then Jonah falls back into the same problem he did in the beginning. Now look at Genesis 25, verse 19 through 25 to 26. It says, "This is the account of the family of Isaac, the sons of Abraham. When Isaac was 40 years old, they married to Rebekah, the daughter of Bethuel and Amma from Panama, and the sister of Nabian and the Amma. Isaac placed the Lord of behalf of his wife because she was unable to have children. The Lord answered Isaac, pray, and Rebekah becomes pregnant with twins. But the two children struggled with each other in the womb. So she went to ask the Lord about it. Why is this happening to me? She asked, and the Lord told her, the sons in your womb will become two nations. From the very beginning, the two nations will be rival ones. The nation will be stronger than the other, and your oldest son will serve your youngest son. And when the time comes to give birth, Rebekah discovered that she did indeed have twins. The first one was very red at birth and covered with thick hair, like a furry coat. So they named him Esau. Then the other twin was born with his hand gasped back. Esau Hill, grabbing Esau Hill. So they named him Jacob. Isaac was 60 years old when the twins was born. See how that goes? This is the thing that nobody don't understand. God told Rebecca, two of your kids are gonna become nations, two of them are gonna be rivalries, and both of them are gonna be at war. So Esau is Judea and Jacob is Israel. So now God already set the platform. God already set the platform because he wants to see how well can the parents raise the kids together instead separate. Rebecca was so much in love with Jacob, with her youngest son, that she made him wear Ruth's clothing to get the blessing from their father Isaac. And then Isaac loved Esau so much because Esau was a hard working man and he did what he had to do for his father. So, and now it comes into conflict of interest. One parent loved the other one more than the other ones. Rebecca loved the Jacob more. Isaac loved the Esau more. Now that's when the rivalry begins. That's when the fighting begins. So, like today, we can't pick and choose who's our favorite kids because we have to love them all the same way. We can't put them in a position as Esau and Jacob when God told Rebecca, they both gonna be nations, but they're gonna be rivals. They're gonna be fighting. That's why Obadiah, when Jeremiah gave Obadiah the letter, and God used his vision through the letter to Obadiah, opened up Obadiah's eyes, and Obadiah said, "Well, Judea is gonna get destroyed because they are focused on stealing everybody's wealth, want to put people, kill people, and destroy people because they are the family of Jacob." And that's the only way that you can do it. So now, the book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 41, and it goes like this, verse 41. It says, "For the time on Esau hate Jacob because their father have given Jacob the blessing, and Esau began to scam, I will soon be mourning my father's death, then I will kill my brother Jacob." See, Isaac is very old, he's blind, he's sick in bed. Now he angry because his own mother Rebecca made Jacob wear the roof closing for Isaac to bless Jacob. So he feels that Jacob stole his blessing. Stole his blessing. Okay, he's the oldest. You see, that's us today. I'm an older brother. Everybody is an older brother, older sister, whatever. And we get kicked in the behind. But the thing is, we can't be harping and being angry for something that happened over 2,000 years ago. We need to change the cycle. We need to break the cycle around. Listen, I love my family. I would never pick and choose. I got 4 beautiful boys. I would never pick or choose which one is my favorite because all 4 of them is my favorites. All of them, no matter what. But when it comes down to Jacob and Esau, Esau was very passionate. He was very angry, and Esau became an Amalek. And I believe Jacob became a Gentile because of the situation what happened back at Obadiah, and then what happened when there was when their mother about to give birth. Now Genesis 36, verse 1 through 15, and it reads like this. This is the account of the descendant of Esau. Esau married 2 young women from Canaanite, Abidah, the daughter of Elam, and the Hadah of Obadiah, the daughter of Hannah and granddaughter of Zebulun, have the Havanites. He also married his cousin Basmath, who was the daughter of Ishmael and the sister of Nebath, and gave birth to a son named Zebulun, and Esau and Basmath gave birth to a son named Reuel. Obadiah gave birth to a son named Josh and Jalem and Caleb. All those sons were born to Esau in the land of Canaan. Esau took his wife and his children and his entire household, among with his livestock and cattle, all the wealth he had acquired in the land of Canaan, and moved away from his brother Jacob. There was not enough land to support them, both because of all the livestock and possession they had acquired. So Esau settled in the hill country of Seir. This is the account of Esau's descendant and the Emites who lived in the hill country of Seir. Those are the names of Esau's sons. The sons of Esau's wives, Reu, his wife Bethan, and the descendant of Simeon were Tram, Amos, Zimah, Kansan, Tamar, and the combined of Esau's sons. Simeon gave birth to a son named Amalek. Those are the descendants of Esau. Wife of that, the descendant of all were Nathan, Zoram, Shema, Massa. The name is very hard to pronounce. Please forgive me. Those are the descendants of Esau. Wife Basmath. Esau also had a son through Abra, the daughter of Emma, and the granddaughter of Zebah. Their names were Josh, Helam, and Canaan. Those are the descendants of Esau who become the land of virtual claims. The descendants of Esau's oldest sons of Zebah become the leader of the clans of Zebah, Omar, Zebah. So then, basically, chapter 36, verse 1 through 15 is basically Esau married two women. One was his cousin, one was not his cousin, and named all his kids. Now they leave from Israel to go to Judea. And now Esau becomes an Amalek. He moved away from his brother because he hated his brother. He wanted to kill his brother. He wanted to destroy his brother. He wanted to destroy the country. Now his land is so small that he has to go further out and try to steal or try to do something to provide for his family. Now he's upset because remember, Jacob took his blessing. We read that in chapter 27, verse 41. Jacob stole his blessing. So now he's got a mindset that now he wants to fight now. Now his sons are going to get ready for a battle to fight their uncles for their land because they couldn't deal with the situation. Now, it's the same thing in the book of Exodus, because the book of Exodus is that Moses had to deal with the same issue. And the problem is with the same issue is that we cannot control what was given to us. God will give us something, an opportunity. And the only thing he gives us the opportunity is to work for it. But Esau worked for it, Jacob didn't. Jacob was more as a mama boy than Esau. Esau was a hard-working man. The thing is that gets me is that when somebody works so hard for something to give back and somebody else to steal your blessing, it's like a slap in the face because you work for it so hard and you pray for it so hard and somebody else is going to come and take it from you. So in the back of your mind, you be saying, like this. You be saying like this. Hey, I'm I work very hard to get what I got and what I'm at, and somebody else is going to come and steal my blessing, my joy for something they could work for. And that's the power. And that's why when Obadiah, if you read the Obadiah real carefully, you will see he's talking about Jacob and Esau. The brothers is fighting with each other. But Esau had a perfect reason why he wanted to fight with his brother, because his brother stole his blessing. Jacob doesn't want to fight his brother because he said, listen, you wasn't there, Dad gave me the blessing. No, Mom told you the way the roof's closing and you stole my blessing. So that's the problem when they have. Now, Exodus chapter 17, verse 14 through 16, and it reads like this. After the victory of the Lord instructed Moses, write this down on a scroll as a permanent reminder and read it out loud to Joshua. I will erase the memories of Amalek from under the heavens. Moses built an ark there and named it Yahweh Nesson. Well, it means the Lord is my burner. He said they have raised their first against the Lord throne. So now the Lord will be at war with Amalek generation after generations. See, now Amalek is the enemy now because Esau made it an enemy now. He made an enemy out of God now. And he told Moses, tell Joshua, write this down and make it as a reminder. There's nobody going to stand in your way of your blessing because I'm going to destroy them. After generations, after generations, after generation, we have to break the cycle. That's the problem right now in the Middle East. They want to break the cycle, but they fighting. They fighting because who's we to go and interfere in their business? And the same thing with Jacob and Esau. Who gives Jacob the right to steal his brother's blessing? Jacob didn't work for it. Esau did. His mother loved it. Esau's mother loved that Jacob so much, she didn't care about Esau. Isaac loved Esau more than Jacob because when you have parents that choose who their favorite kids are, you always gonna have to battle. Always, you're always gonna have the arguments. You're always gonna have the anger. You're always gonna the brothers or sisters always gonna be fighting with each other because Mom said I'm your favorite. Dad said I'm his favorite, and it goes on and on, generation to generation. And then when you grow up, you figure, hey, I don't care whose mom or dad's favorite. I don't care. Longer they thank you for giving me life. Thank you for telling me what to do and what I need to do, and showing me what I need to do. Esau didn't have the opportunity. His father couldn't teach him anything because he was always working on the field. Jacob was more as a mama boy, and his mother was scheming and trying to steal Esau's blessing. And now, because since Esau moved away with his family, guess what? Now it's a war. And that's what God says now, because Esau made an enemy out of God. Because start saying, let me talk to God. Let me have him help me solve this issue. Let me do things in a way it should be dealt with. And now you get to the point in life now that you're done. You don't want to do anything with it. And now look at in Deuteronomy chapter 2, verse 1 through 6. Deuteronomy. Let me get to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 2, verse 1 through 6. It says like this. Then we turn around and head back across the wilderness towards the Red Sea, just as the Lord had instructed me. And we wander around in the region of Mount Seir for a long time. Then at last the Lord said to me, you have been wandering around in this hills country long enough. Turn to the north. Give those orders to the people. You will pass through the country belonging to your rivals. The country belongs to your rivals, the intimate Edom and the descendant of Esau who lives in Seir. And the Edom will fulfill threatens. So be careful. Do not bother them, for I have given them all the hill country around the mountain Seir as their property. I will not give you every 1 square feet of their land. If you need food to eat or water to drink, pray them for its pay them for it. See, God is telling Moses, you guys was in the wilderness for a very long time. Do not cross the line. Do not cross over the enemy line. If you do, you have to pay them for food, drink, and whatever it may be. Do not go through there. Do not cross the enemy's line. Because God said he gave them a line for themselves, and they don't want no outsiders. Now you're in the land of Syria. Now you can't walk. It's like us today. It's like the U.S. today. We are crossing on enemy's line. We're the outsiders. We don't know what goes on in the Middle East. Don't let me hear what goes on in the news about the Middle East, but we don't really know the real facts of the Middle East. Why are they so angry? Why are they fighting? Why are they doing this to everybody else? You see, this is the thing. We have to come together as one nation, as brothers and sisters, and listen to what God says. Listen what Obadiah says. God is going to destroy Judea because of their selfishness, and they becoming the enemy. Esau became God's enemy because instead of him talking to God to fix the issue, he took it about himself and said, I'm going to kill my brother. And that's back in Genesis chapter 27. And that's the thing that we cannot deal with. That's the thing that we cannot live with. You know, it's getting to the point is enough. And without fighting, without arguing, enough is enough. And live it out, let it ride, and we figure it out. But if you have one person that's being so ignorant that doesn't want to figure it out, then guess what? We can't help them. We can't help them. We can't do nothing about it. Because I would have be time. But God says if you pray to him and follow his commandments, he will show us a way how to deal with the issue, how to deal with the situation, how to deal with everything. But if you want to become an enemy of God and say, listen, I'm not going to listen to him, I'm not going to talk to him, I'm not going to speak out to him, guess what? You're on your own. And now in the book of Psalms, chapter 137, verse 7, David talks about this. David talks about this. David talks about this in a book of Psalms 137, verse 7. It says, "Oh Lord, remember what the Ammonite did on the day of the armor of Babylon. Captured Jerusalem, destroyed it. They yelled, live it to the ground. Level to the ground." And verse 8, "All Babylonians will be destroyed. Happy is the one who pays back for what you have done to us. Happy is the one who takes your babies and shames them against the rock." See what David said, verse 7 through 9? David says about what happened with Esau and Jacob. He says now the enemy, the Babylonians, is going to come in, put people in slaves. They're going to take their money. They're going to kill their babies. They're going to destroy the city. And they're happy to do all those bad stuff. They're happy. Because why? Because we let the enemy in. We let our judgment get the better of us. We let our emotion run crazy of us. We don't listen to God. We thought we know what we're doing better. So now Obadiah is saying, listen, now God's going to destroy Judea. He's going to destroy Esau's family, the descendant of Esau's family, because they got nothing else to do with so much anger and hatred in themselves. Because if they see you with a blessing life and you have a good life, they hate it. They hate it with a passion. They want to destroy you. They want to destroy everything that comes your way because they feel as though that they was robbed from the blessing. I truly don't understand where Esau is coming from, but it's a smarter way to think about it before you go out and blow out any propulsion. It's like today, with the society today. We need to think first and ask God to help us with our thinking before we do a crazy thought or a crazy idea about the whole situation. So that is the thing that we need to do. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because I said I'm going to go deeper into the mighty prophets to understand the word of God, to show you. It's good to always have good news, but sometimes we have to listen to the reality of it. We have to understand the bad and the ugly. And this is the ugly part of it, of the Bible, because if we don't understand this, we will never understand why Jesus came and did what he had to do. So this is Joe again. We're going to be doing the book of Amos. Okay. See you next time. Stay tuned.